On average, children in the U.S. spend about 32 hours a week watching television. That is almost as much time as a full-time job. That is 1,664 hours a year. With that much time being spent in front of the television, every parent has a responsibility to their child to know what is best for them to watch and how much time is appropriate for their children to be in front of the TV. Today, we will look at facts and opinions from such sources as Procter & Gamble, PBS, and leaders in pediatric science and childhood development. With all that harm that we hear that television does to our children, sometimes we forget the good things that it can do as well. The negative consequences attached to very young children of watching television are too numerable to even be listed. When analyzing these statistics, it is very important to check and see who is publishing them and who is gathering them. Obviously, a producer for a major children's television show is going to say that his show helps young children learn how to do this and that, regardless if it is true or not. Parents should keep up to date on the research that is going on in this field. Just recently, researchers at Cordero University have discovered a link between autism and the amount of television that young children watch. There is no telling right now if autism is actually caused by watching other television, but most believe that they are somehow related. Recent studies have also linked the runaway epidemic of childhood obesity to how much time a child spends sitting in front of a television. The inherent problem here leads us to our next point. One of the biggest concerns about television is not about what it is doing to a child, it is about what it is preventing the child from doing. Obviously, watching television keeps a child away from much-needed exercise. More importantly, though, it's the human interaction that is being missed. The toddler learns from the expression on her parent's face, from the tone of voice being used, and the stance of the parent's body. Studies have shown that just having a television on in the background can greatly delay language development, as the parent says much less to the child when the television is on. There is no question that an infant and a toddler learn and retain much better from acts in the real world than they do from a two-dimensional screen. There are also numerous benefits that can come from a child watching a limited amount of television. During the preschool years, children can learn certain things from educational television, such as Sesame Street. Parents just need to remember that children cannot discern what is going on the screen besides bright colors before the age of 2. Also, just because a show is labeled a television show, that does not mean that it is educational. TV can be the most beneficial when it is watched with a parent. When the TV brings up a topic, the parent can then elaborate on it and teach it to the child in a way that the child can best understand. TV is most beneficial in homes that are not intellectually stimulating. Some studies have found that watching television between ages 3 and 5 helped children learn how to read. The impact that television has on the child ultimately comes down to the parents. Pediatric experts generally agree that children under the age of 3 should not watch more than 2 hours a day. Those 2 hours in front of the television should usually be spent with an adult who can make sure that the content being watched is appropriate and beneficial. A lot can be learned from certain educational programs, but only if the parent correctly exposes the child to them. Whether parents like it or not, television is here to stay and a necessary evil, if you want to call it that, for children. Yes, it takes away from the more interactive activities for a child, but it also teaches them the million and one things they need to know to be successful in the modern world that we as parents may not know or don't have the time to teach. Parents have to be more informed and involved with every aspect of television and their children.